Hi, I'm Leigh. I'm with Aspire Advocacy, and today's talk is about who is required to be at an IEP team meeting. Probably once a month during the school year, sometimes more. I have a parent call me and say, I had an IEP team meeting with the principal, or I had an IEP meeting with the teacher and the speech therapist. And I say, who else was there? Nobody. Friends, that's not an IEP team meeting. That's a conversation. Now, if the district is telling you that that's an IEP team meeting, they are mistaken. There are mandated people that must be at every IEP team meeting. So let me tell you who they are. Number one, you, the parent, unless you have specifically waived your rights, which if you're sitting here listening to or watching this video is probably not the case. Two, a regular education teacher, if your child is going to be included at all, and in most cases that is the case. Even if we have a few clients who are not fully included or are fully in segregated day classes, we'll often request that a regular education teacher be there so we can discuss appropriate opportunities for including the student in regular education with their typically developing peers, because that is where every student should spend part, if not a big chunk of their day. And if the regular education teacher isn't there, how we're going to get their thoughts and input. The other person who needs to be there is a special education teacher. If your child has an IEP, they are going to require special education supports and services, and that would be the person on the school staff who's the expert in many of those services. If your child has had assessments or reports, there needs to be someone who can discuss the report, tell you what it means, and answer specific questions about it. Now, a lot of people will get upset that the person who prepared the report is not the person who presented the report. And I hear you. I want the person who tested my kid to be the one giving me the results. However, district is not required to do that. What they are required to do is have somebody who's trained to be able to interpret the report and to answer your questions. So in most cases, that's going to be a school psychologist. Not always, but most cases. Also, if your child is receiving supplemental supports and services such as OT, APE. OT is short for occupational therapy. APE is short for adapted physical education. There are also a few children who receive physical therapy. Providers are required to be at the annual IEP as well, so they can discuss your child's current status and any proposed goals for the coming year. Also, if they've been doing assessments, they need to discuss those assessments. Last but not least, and equally important, is an administrator. And I always ask, who's the administrator at this meeting? Sometimes it's the principal, sometimes it's a district employee, sometimes it's a program specialist. You need to know that person is at the meeting and who that person is. And why does that matter? Because if and when the team grants, supports, services, and placement, you have to have somebody who has the power of the purse, who can authorize the expenditure on those purchases. Otherwise, you're just having a nice conversation. If the team does not have a district authorization to pay for those supports and services, then at that point, you don't have a meaningful document. I once had a district where we'd come to a great understanding of what the child needed and how to provide it and who was going to provide it. And then the district program specialist said, I'm going to have to go check with my boss and make sure this is okay. And I said, I thought we were in an IEP meeting and you said you were the administrator. So I'm not understanding why you don't have the decision-making power. That was an awkward conversation, and that district rapidly, A, straightened that out, and B, had a decision maker in meetings moving forward, because I knew to call them on that. The district is never allowed to say, we're going to get back to you on that because we don't have the authorization to do it. They must provide it at the time. So that's the appropriate staff. You, anybody you'd like there to support you. That can be a partner, a spouse, a relative, an advocate, the administrative designee, the regular ed teacher, the special ed teacher, and someone who can interpret test results. You must leave that meeting with a copy of the offer of free, appropriate public education. Where are they offering to put your child, and how are they going to support him or her? You must finish the IEP with that. Otherwise, again, it's just a conversation, and not a conversation most of us find relaxing. I hope this video has been helpful. If you'd like more information, please give me a call, send me an email. Thanks. Have a great day.